This is hilarious. They're smog testing the diesel Volkswagen.
What's up, YouTubers? Hardworker12 with you here, driving my 2013 Volkswagen Jetta TDI. And if you're watching this video on the day that it comes out, happy Halloween. And it's officially been 2 years since I bought this car. I bought this car on Halloween of 2018. It's now Halloween of beautiful 2020. Weirdly, only put about 13,000 miles on the vehicle, actually a little bit less than that for a couple of reasons that we'll get into. But I'd like to give you a little update as to what it's been like to own this car. So first of all, reliability. Reliability has been very good on my Jetta TDI SportWagen. Only had 2 issues with it. The first one became apparent right when I first got the car, and that is that the beautiful panoramic moonroof was leaking. The drain was clogged, which is apparently a sort of common issue on Mark V Jetta SportWagons like this one. So that fix was actually pretty involved because a lot of water had gotten into the car. So the dealer that did the fix for me basically took the whole entire inside of the car apart. Everything was out of it. The seats, they replaced all the carpets, they fixed the leak. So that's one reason why it didn't get quite so many miles on it, is because it was in the shop for about a month, and they were nice enough to give me a loaner car for that time, so I didn't really complain about it because I had a brand new 2020 Jetta to drive around, plus the other 2 cars that I'm in possession of. So that was one issue. The other issue is kind of a weird one, and that is that the fuel filler release doesn't really work all that well. You kind of have to pry it open, and you know, it's supposed to, when the car's unlocked, you just go push it and it pops open, and that doesn't really work. So I need to get that fixed. But I haven't been driving this car that much. My sister drives it, and she has been working from home since basically March. So that's another reason why this car doesn't get driven very much. So this turned into a car with average mileage on it. It had about 57,000 miles when I bought it on Halloween of 2018, and at the time it was 5 years old, to it's starting to become almost a low mileage example because it's now 7 years old. It's got 71,000 miles, 71,002 miles as I speak now. So anyway, that's good for resale value, which actually has gone up on these cars because it seems that Volkswagen has finally sold and auctioned off all of the fixed TDIs that they had. They were kind of releasing them in phases, and it's really gotten to the point where these cars are tough to find out on the market, and it doesn't look like Volkswagen has any more of them to auction off. So that has caused the value on this car to go up, which is a good thing for me. But it's a bad thing, I guess, for people out there looking to buy one, because you can't buy one quite as cheap as you could 10 months or a year and a half ago. But that's just the ebb and the flow of things. As far as driving dynamics go, I've really enjoyed the car. The transmission in this car, it does have the DSG automatic, still shifts extremely smooth. Sometimes with the DSGs, when they get up into the age that this particular car is and the mileage that it has on it, they start to feel a little bit ragged and kind of feel their age, but this car has none of that. Still just shifts lightning quick. You don't even feel it. The engine feels great even after the TDI emissions fix. It feels like it still has the same amount of power that it would have had prior to that. I never drove this car before the fix, but I drove many diesel Jettas before the fix, before the problem was known. The handling's great as far as a compact car goes. The ride is pretty good. The most modern compact cars do have a smoother ride than this one does, but I still maintain the Mark V Jetta / Golf platform, which this car was built on, is still really the high watermark as far as compact cars go when you look at interior materials, the way that it's built, the way that it drives, the handling. You know, there are some flaws. The back seat room is not quite as good as the most modern compact cars. And of course, reliability with certain models and diesel emission systems from the factory can leave something to be desired. But like I said, my reliability has been pretty good on this car. Just a couple of little issues, but aside from the moonroof leak and the car being taken apart, nothing too major. The one disappointment that I've had on this car is fuel economy. All right, so fuel economy. I've kept very strict records on how many miles were driven and how many gallons were put in. And it's actually 13,203 miles from when I bought the car to the last fill up. And in that time, it burned 422.39 gallons of diesel. So, better than I thought. Hadn't added it all up. So this car has averaged 31.26 legit miles per gallon since I've had it, which is a little bit higher. I think it's rated 29 city, 37 highway per the EPA. So maybe fuel economy, it could be better. Honestly, I expected the car to do a little bit better. On the highway, I've gotten it above 40, but I think the highest I've ever gotten a reading out of it is about 43 miles per gallon, and that was coming downhill on a long highway drive. So I haven't been super excited about the fuel economy on the car. It does okay. Apparently it does about what the EPA says it would do. And I will say that pretty much every comment that I've seen on one of the videos that I've made about this car, everybody says they're getting better mileage than I am. So I don't know if there's just something about this particular car that it doesn't get the best mileage, or if I'm keeping a little bit more accurate records, or if I have a heavy foot, or if my sister has a heavy foot because she's the one that's been driving it, although I think I do, but I don't really think she does. So anyway, fuel economy is the one thing that I wish it was a little bit better at. But overall, very good car. It's been a very good car for me. If you have the chance to buy one at a decent price, I would wholeheartedly recommend it. I would recommend getting an extended warranty with one because it is a Volkswagen. And the extended warranty actually paid for my moonroof leak. So it paid for itself within about the first 90 days of ownership, because that was a lot of work involved with that particular job. So anyway, I would rate the car highly for my 2 years of ownership. I'll probably have it for at least another year, so I hope that it continues to give us good service. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye.